mournful chill hath settled upon the realm of Britain, for it hath endured a desolation of 16 winters, bereft of a high king to guide and unite the land. The Supreme Collegium, entrusted with the sacred duty to anoint a rightful sovereign, hath faltered in its solemn task, lamented the whispers among the people. The 9 surviving legates, their voices entangled in a web of protocol and precedence, hath failed to act. Alas, it seemeth the twilight of the Collegium, as a potent body hath descended upon us. Throughout the land, tales abound of tribute paid, but alas, it floweth not into the coffers of a worthy ruler, but rather into the hands of invaders and those ill-fitted to the throne. The noble lords of Logris, once stalwart pillars of our realm, hath been laid low, though some secrets lie shrouded in mystery. Duke Ulfius, a survivor of many a harsh winter, findeth himself enshrouded in whispers of a shadowy alliance with the treacherous South Saxon. Duke Corneus, long in hiding, hath emerged from the shadows, and as he journeyed northward with exiles from Hanton, a fateful clash hath erupted at the border of East Saxon. In the wake of many a raid upon Caerwent, key strongholds once lost hath been reclaimed. The Irish, like a relentless horde, wage war upon the lands of Gales, swarming in their thousands, akin to vermin unleashed upon the fields. Norgales, in the throes of despair, offereth tribute to the mountain tribal leaders, known as the 3 Cadlus. These Cadlus, in their quest for willing souls to join their cause, dangle the allure of plunder. Yet, little plunder will be found in battling against the Irish. In the heart of Cambria, the kingdoms of Escavalon and Cameliard convene beneath the banners of peace, a meeting graced by the presence of the illustrious kings Leo de Grance and Nanteleod. King Idris of Cornwall hath need of willing souls, and the castellan of Castle Dimlock in Tintagel doth seek volunteers for his cause to defend against the King of Cornwall. King Cerdic of Wessex, ever the ambitious warlord, raiseth a formidable host, and seeketh the aids of mercenaries. A fleet of ships, a foreboding harbinger of strife, hath also been amassed under his banner. In the fabled lands of Salisbury, the great Marshal's tournament hath been postponed, for news of turmoil along their western borders hath reached their ears. The Castle Woodhouse, a bastion once held by the late Prince Madoc, and a hoary hill fort of Westford Castle, are said to have fallen under the dominion of mercenary armies. Yet the superstitious whisper of fey folk and giants, laboring to reclaim what was lost in the days of Uther's invasion of the magician kings Summerland. Welcome, everyone. We're back with Nanteleod's Legacy, a King Arthur Pendragon game set in Wales, I guess, or Cambria, as it's known now, in the Kingdom of Escavalon. It is named after the king, Nanteleod, a descendant of the late tyrant Vortigern Tyrannus, and this is a story about his rise to power and those loyal knights who serve him. So we're gonna take a look at the loyal knights now. We're just gonna do some brief introductions. We're gonna start over with Yampa.
It is Yampa once again back this Friday. Excited to see what happens. I play Sir Rune, and yeah,
Awesome. I'm excited too. These are always the fun ones. Wergar, you're up.
Hey guys, it's Wergar again. I'll be playing Sir Collis, and hopefully this raiding party goes well, and we get some hostages.
There we go. Drax.
I'm Drax, playing as Sir Rain, and as everyone else has said, looking forward to the raiding. It's not my character's first choice, but as a player, I am definitely looking forward to it.
Awesome. Bert.
I am Bert the Lossam Bruja, back again to be Sir Cormac. And, we'll see how this goes.
There you go. It's like the confidence is slowly.
It's
But then we're
very
back
heavy.
Yeah, we're back to Whittier though, so it's gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Trent.
Theoretically, yeah. I hope it goes. Hi, I'm Trent, by the way. Thanks, Liquidy. I hope it goes exactly bad enough that nobody like loses a limb or dies, but it is a chaotic amount of fun.
Just so long as you get another bride now, don't you?
You know what? If we get a particularly comely looking Irish warrior as a captive, we can talk about it.
I feel like Sir Cormac's that sports girlfriend that's like, I just hope both teams win. That's his rating goals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Football was the winner of the day.
I just hope both teams win.
Go sports.
Yes, football.
Go sports ball.
All right.
Death to my enemies.
Let's dive in there. So we're gonna kind of zoom in on I think a scene with all of you, and we can kind of actually I think maybe before we go in character, we'll kind of talk about what we agreed to. It sounds like we want to raid. That's clear. And I got the impression it's raiding for captives, but more than just ransoming captives, right? The goal is to try and force some kind of political outcome with right captives, right?
Yep,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
what we're looking for.
What kind of raiding party are you going with? Let's start by making sure you guys are on the map so we can talk about this a little bit. You're currently in Carline, and your destination is Brecon. Or at least this whole area, which is some name that I really have a hard time pronouncing. It is like Brycheiniog or something.
Brycheiniog or something.
Yeah, Brycheiniog. Yeah,
I'm
Brycheiniog. I like that. It sounds like Virginia or something. I got it. Brycheiniog.
Yeah, Brycheiniog. I'm gonna look up the proper pronunciation. It's pretty awful.
So it is described as one of the mountain kingdoms. Like this whole area where the mountains are, there's a number of different tribes, and you can see the borders drawn around them aren't the borders of the mountain people. They're kind of just included. It's kind of like modern day with indigenous. They draw the boundaries. They don't really include the indigenous peoples in the boundary drawing. That's the kind of vibe here. So there are mountain folk in every one of these areas where you see mountains. The Brycheiniog are 5 tribes up in these mountains, and their like major sort of settlement where all 5 tribes meet is Brecon. Now Brecon's a place that, for the most part, is I guess what's the word I'm looking for? It was a trading partner not that long ago for you guys. It would be a relatively peaceful place to go, save for maybe right now, where things are eroding. But before now, it's like, people would be careful, but you could certainly go into there for purposes of like trading or different things because they were at peaceful times, but they're currently kind of breaking their oaths, basically breaking their tribute to King Nanteleod, probably because they never swore it. So,
Yeah.
and that is kind of the scenario. So, is there anything aside from is Brecon our focus, or do we want to hit some of the other tribes indirectly? Like that would be hitting the capital effectively. Is that what you guys want to do?
Go big or go home.
Oh, so the point is that we're raiding Estragales with these people, right? We're not raiding these people.
We want to eventually raid Estragales with these people, but we have to force them to fall under our control, essentially.
I see.
It seems to be the way it went.
Yeah. Now, if we want to, like, I was on the working assumption that everyone more or less like either bought in or caved on it, and I think the goal was people also out of character, just they want to see some blood, like at some point in the campaign. Talking entirely. But if you guys want to hash this out a little more in character, we can always zoom in a little bit before the actual raids themselves.
I would say, try maybe raiding the other tribes instead of going straight for the capital. But that's only because you hit the smaller targets to let them know that we're serious, but we're not going to war with them. We're just showing them that we can reach out and touch them.
Good song.
Why don't we get some battle tests here, and I can give you some extra detail on that.
I love detail.
Hey, I succeeded.
Man,
I did not. Let's get those bad rolls out of the way right now. I'm good. I'll take that.
I love it with flat pens. Go boys. We're all just bad enough at battle to get ourselves in trouble.
Right. That was quite a few successes for coin flips, basically.
Yeah. One fail out of all of them.
So
one
I think
almost critted.
Most of you have a sense like there is probably an equal risk reward here if your goal is capital, because Brecon probably is the best place to take captives, right? If you want the most political that comes with additional risk because you're hitting on one of the few walled civilizations, it's certainly more difficult to raid, and they're probably better equipped with a garrison, and they're probably just more prepared for potential. Those are all things to factor, and that's what you know. Hitting the other areas, the ransoms might not be as significant. Like, if you're looking for a tribal leader to claim back it or their child or something to force a peace, a little more difficult.
I think we go for the heart. We're trying to display strength and courage here. Let's not beat around the bush.
All right.
Yeah, kind of just like a big message, like, hey, we did this. You should probably side with us.
And Sir Rain would obviously go with the majority's opinion on this because he's actually not reading it as well as everyone else is.
A couple more points I want to make. Escavalon has not exactly been a war kingdom. It's relied on Estragales for a long time for tribute. Though it has knights, it doesn't necessarily have like a standing army. And trying to raise an army right now would probably take a couple of years to get right without like forcing it, right?
Oh my God, I didn't know we sucked.
Yeah.
So we're the underdog.
Well, they haven't really been in any wars, and they've relied. They were literally a petty kingdom under Estragales to this point.
Right. Yeah.
So King Cannon only died like 4 years ago. So it hasn't really been that long. So it will take a couple of years to get a full marching army of any sort. You do get the impression that Nanteleod's flirting with the idea as you're doing this, on when to raise, like whether to start this year or not. Obviously, it's costly to raise an army, and you want to do something with it once it's raised. What do you guys want to ask for as far as this raiding party into Brecon? Obviously, the 5 of you can roll in as a Wild West posse and go to town, and that is an option. Do you want multiple conroys going in of small sets of knights? I mean, you don't want to. Typically, with a raid, you don't want to send too many like in one batch. It'd be more like you'd be better off to utilize the cavalry and get different waves of knights rolling in from different angles and stuff like that.
I reckon we go 3 conroys, and whoever gets the best prisoner gets a reward of some sort. That way we have some competition.
Perfect.
With it internal.
And are you guys one conroy?
No. It's a good question.
Or was the competition between you?
Oh, that's more fun. We could have one each.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 conroys?
That's a lot. That's like half the army, probably.
I think if we're gonna do 5 conroys, we should spread out and not all hit the capital.
Yeah, 5 conroys is probably too many. That's like an assault. It's like...
Yeah, I think since Rune was put as like the head of the envoy, he's gonna take a step back and just either go with Cowlus or with Cormac.
Okay, so maybe we'll go with 3 then.
Sir Carlos will say, well, I agree with Sir Gwydir. We should have at least 3 to 4 of these raiding parties. 3 of them could hit the smaller tribal settlements, while we slip through undetected and then hit the capital.
I think I like that idea more than 3 separate raids into the capital. Have a bit of a distraction while we go into the capital.
I'm just checking something.
Yep, that could work for me. Yep.
Any opposition to that?
Serain looked like he was going to say something, but seems the majority of the group was swayed, so he agrees with the plan to do a distraction and then hit the core.
So we're sending 3 conroys elsewhere, and then a lot of you together into Brecon, right? So 3 to kind of raise chaos throughout the villages, and your conroys targeting Brecon. Is that accurate?
I mean,
Yes.
That's what I'd be suggesting.
One sec here.
Out of character as a player, that'd be probably a choice I would make too. Yeah. In character, my character is kind of evenly between like prudent and reckless, slightly more prudent. So he'd be
Kind
totally
of why I
for
tested it.
Yeah, he'd be totally for just like smoking the capital and not worrying about anything else too. So
Like prudent. We're gonna cause some distractions so that they start sending out,
they start selling
responses.
stuff or
Then
something.
we sit there and go in.
Right.
Okay, so I kind of got lost there for a second. So we're doing how many conroys?
4.
4.
No, we're doing
Or
4.
We are going around the tribes, causing a distraction,
And then ours
and then ours is going after Bracken itself.
for the high value targets. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're all together into one conroy going for.
Yeah, we're spec
Yeah.
ops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. If that is the case, Sir Ithel is going to be assigned to one of the groups.
Good choice.
And then I don't, unfortunately, have the other two linked up, but Sir Mathonwi, which is Callus's knight, original knight, right?
Yes.
Callus's sired under, will lead another convoy, and then Sir Jestin will lead the third.
I hope they get ambushed and killed.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
is
want
not
him to
knightly of
die,
you. Come on. Well,
but I do want him to like
I mean,
not be able to get anybody.
Destin of Timberlake.
Exactly.
Right?
Totally fine with him dying.
I think at like some point, like as you guys are all rallying up to ride, because you probably leave around the same time, Sir Justin looks at Rune and says, "They only send you in charge of peace envoys, is it?"
Because I am as good with my words as I am with my sword. As a few seen.
Yes. I see. Well, enjoy your raid. I hope to see you back here in one piece.
Likewise.
All right. That brings us to the actual raid itself. We can have this music. So let's do like a. I think we've done a lot of talking to this point. In general for the campaign. So let's actually do. I think we need one roll to make sure that you guys are able to navigate into Brecken successfully, without like basically to determine whether or not you're able to get the sort of surprise and ambush that you want, right? So I'm gonna do a couple of rolls for the others to see if they do what they're supposed to effectively. So Justin, let's see if there's any. None of these guys have a 20, so if they 20, they botch. Ithil is not bad, and Mathon. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that things go off relatively well. We need to decide who the head of your convoy. And Rune's already said not it.
Cormac will say not it.
Let me test my.
I think Gwydir would still volunteer, but
My
he'd probably
character-
look to Rune first, and then seeing that Rune isn't interested, he would volunteer.
Is anyone famous in battle?
No.
Now we're on 10.
My
We
character
are
is
all
famously my character is famously modest, so he would not be volunteering for that.
Sir Carlos would be volunteering.
Why don't yeah, okay, call us proud. Maybe it's one of those things where both go to like volunteer at the same time, and Gwydir, maybe with your failed proud roll, do you want to say that Gwydir like backs down from it? Like
Yeah. I think you'd be like, no, you go ahead. Let's see what you're made of, Carlos. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you trying to say you'll get the next one?
I'll get the next one. Pick us up from the ashes of whatever mess we find ourselves in after today.
Test
He's just
modest
not-
for me too, Trent. I might give you a take. Okay, never mind. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. So on to Brecken we go. So this is gonna start with Collis. We need a battle roll to begin.
Right.
Critter boss. I'll take that.
Nice.
It's good. Very, very close to crit. All right. So as you roll in, you can see this is like a much the structure of what you'd be used to as far as like a hill fort, but it's in the mountain side. So it's It's not your standard hill fort. It's a mountain fort, effectively. Which means that there's kind of no way to come upon this thing completely by surprise. Your best bet was to go at night, and we'll say you did that. So you're hitting this place when, they're down to a minimal garrison. The biggest trick you're gonna have is that they aren't great walls or anything, but they do have walls. So you have to find your way in to this, and the risk with going at night. Actually, hold on. Let me roll this back a step. Their gate would probably be open till about sundown. So maybe your goal, since you succeeded at battle, was to come in while they're trading shifts, effectively. So as they're moving to like the evening shift, where the gates are gonna close, it gives you a small thread of time to try and basically force your cavalry in through the gate and begin to wreak havoc. Does that sound like a good plan? Is this something Collis would do?
Let me.
Yeah, Collis, what's the plan?
I think Sir Collis would do that, considering. I don't know. What would I roll for that? To see if Sir Collis would do that.
What would be the hindrance point? Like, what would be his reservation if he had one?
I think it would be the potential for the plan going awry and him losing people to get out. I think that'd be.
I'm not sure if there would be a good test for that. I guess so. If it's like a bravery related question mark, it'd be valor. If you feel it's, I'm not gonna call it reckless. I think it's just more risk. But I would almost call it a valor test, to be honest, because it's not actually the DM's not recognizing it as reckless. It's just dangerous, right? It's high stakes, but it's different than like running off on your own. Yeah. So I think valor, it's that we might lose some men here. That's part of what a raid is, And
Sir Collis will say, "We're going in through the front. Kill everybody in your path. We're gonna get to the at least what they call a keep, or where they keep their I guess tribal leaders. Grab somebody or anyone, and then we're out of there as fast as we can."
All right. So we're gonna start, fellas, with your ride of surprise up. So you can hear as you start into your charge about a couple 100 feet away, you start to hear shouts, and you hear like a horn go off. So they know you're coming, but they're scrambling. Now we're gonna do just a general horsemanship roll for everyone. You just don't want to fumble. Fumbling is bad.
Oh, you had to mention fumbling. I see how it is.
Yeah, you never say that.
Thanks, Bob.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, I made it.
Callus
Call
was the
us just
only one who
Yeah.
did not
Yeah.
succeed.
But he didn't fumble. So as noted, what it means is that Cullis, you're gonna have one more test. You are coming in as the gates like being shut. You're the last one in. Maybe by choice kind of thing. Okay, you're good. You can all take horsemanship for that because this is an actual battle. You can do that.
Yay.
Or raid
Tick.
rather, but you know what I mean. All right, so we're gonna go through a couple of rounds of raiding. We're gonna see who your enemies are. We'll do this maybe one by one for now, and then we'll go there. We know what your mission is. It's clear. You have to carve your way through your enemies to what would very clearly be the the hill forts, like I'm trying to think of the right thing. Effectively, towards the important VIPs in the place.
The long haul or something.
Yeah, it'd be like a long haul. That's excellent, and that's what I was looking for. So you're carving your way to the long haul, which is at a higher point. So you're kind of going up a paths inside the town. Like everything is on a hillside, is noted, a mountainside. Okay, so with that in mind, we're gonna start right to left this time instead. We're gonna go to Gwydir first. Give me a D20 roll.
Oh, that's wrong.
Actually, sorry. It's okay. -5. I'm gonna do that after.
13.
Yeah. 13. Okay. And you are fighting one of the garrison warriors. He's got a spear in his hand. Not a great spear. And he moves to try and fend you off. Yeah.
Roll the murdering.
Yeah, so I just need to know. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I think, yeah, you can just roll your murdering, and we'll see what he does.
Cool. Sweet. Do I have +5, even -5, or is he a war bonus? Or
nope. Sorry, we're gonna do something slightly different. So, no, he doesn't have a great spear, so I'm not gonna worry about it. You are on horse, but they are. You are at a slight there's a slight incline, but I don't think it's gonna make a complete difference.
Okay. Sweet. Get it sorted. 7.
Okay, and then that's contested. 1d20 -5. 12. You rolled a 13. Uh-oh.
No, it would be because it's a skill that's reduced by 5, right? Not the roll.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
So 17.
Okay.
He rolled a 17, which is under his skill of 16. So.
Over. Yeah.
So, or sorry.
So his skill was a skill 16, which goes down to 11. So he's failed. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
So I roll damage.
Yep.
Oh, was that charging or just sorting? We didn't have room to charge, did we?
No, it's not a battle. Like in a battle, if you're first charge, you can't use it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good news, these guys aren't very well armored. Right?
Cool.
They're armored
He
like
doesn't get a shield either. Yeah.
So he didn't even have a shield. So he
Cool.
takes 15 damage.
Oh, boom.
Now you don't have to finish him off. You can keep riding according to the raid. That would be your technical way. Is that what you want to do? Keep going on?
Yeah. I'm not necessarily interested in murdering him out of principle.
So you he goes to position and ready his spear, but he's not ready in time. And it looks like he's gonna take a jab at your horse, and you maneuver your horse around and just cut him deep down the middle, because there's not chain or anything in the way, and he just falls onto the ground with a deep wound.
Out of my way, barbarian! I'm here for your children!
Cormac. D20, good sir.
Still the -5, or...
Yes. D20 -5.
Alright.
10.
Out of 10.
Okay. You're fighting a great spear warrior.
Yes.
So you don't get the bonus, and he doesn't get the penalty. Do you want to impassion yourself, or you go ahead and solo? What do you want to do?
I think he gets the bonus, it's just that they don't get the penalty. I think that's how it works. Do you want me to confirm?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't get the bonus.
Okay, cool. Well.
Yeah, but feel free to check. If so, we've been doing it wrong for a very long time on the other streams.
Fair enough, I'll just check.
I am here to help King Nanteleod. I would like to impassion myself with loyalty, Lord.
Right? Okay.
All right.
Right. Loyalty Lord.
So, we are going to attack. +5. All right.
That might be a +10 depending on what kind of plans here.
Yeah. It looks like so you still get your +5, but their -5 is offset by the spear.
Okay, so you actually get a +10 here. You already rolled the
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
12 out of 20, right? Okay.
Yeah.
it's-
And you were fighting a 10.
So he'll roll flat because he doesn't get the penalty.
Yep. 2. And he doesn't have a shield, so you're just doing straight damage. He's got 3 armor. 13 damage. Still enough to cut deep. Imagine your wait, you got a hammer or lance? Okay.
I lance.
You lance, that should have been horse damage for me.
I mean, either way, it's the same.
Roll horse damage. I would have made you re-roll if you got something good too. So,
I mean, it's 66 no matter which one I rolled.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a big boy.
22 minus 3. You did 19 damage to him. He falls over. He is not dead, but he is major wounded as your lance or spear connects deep into his only partially armored body.
Yeah. I feel bad about that.
All right. On to
I
Sir
don't-
Rain.
1d20.
D20 minus 5, sir. We're doing the first round like this. We're gonna do the second round all together, kind of. Okay. 1. You are fighting an untried warrior who has a javelin.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
It's a kid.
Okay. That's kind of an insult. I mean,
No, because this kid's gonna crit on you twice.
he's gonna crit me. And I'm gonna fumble my check, right? Yeah, I'm gonna get dehorsed right here.
actually,
Yeah.
these go separately. So he gets a chance.
Yeah.
You know what? He's an untried warrior. He looks at you and he just starts running away. So he's gonna have his foot score rather than his javelin score.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're just trying to hit him. His condition isn't that he hits you. It's that he hits you.
All right. He's just running. He's like not even trying to fight.
He's not like a kid. He's like
Right.
A youth.
yeah, probably 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
17 maybe, actually. He's got that boyish look and like the deer con headlights look.
Can I just try to kind of like knock him over with the horse and keep going?
Yeah, what you can do is you can do any sort of damage. You just tell me that you're pulling your punch. And you
All right.
do
Well, that's
half
what I'm
damage.
doing then.
Okay.
All
Wait,
right.
we can do that?
Yes.
I
just
would
wasn't
most
sure.
certainly have done that.
I mentioned it during the duel. You can literally quarter your damage if you want. You can pull your punch and use a what do you call those? Rebated weapon in a duel. You really don't want to do
All right.
damage.
Then I will try to do so with my spear since we're basically on a charge.
Okay.
Is that a +10 bonus because I'm mounted and charging?
Yep.
Okay. This kid's in trouble then. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So
I'm
you
pulling my
are-
punch though,
You are
so
pulling
yeah.
your punch. So we do
Oh,
full
totally.
damage, then we half it. So roll your damage,
Okay.
then add
All right.
4d6.
And charging its horse damage then?
Yeah.
What is your spear damage normally? Or your spear expertise normally?
15.
Okay.
Then you're adding 4d6 more to it.
And then 46 more. 32.
Divided by 2. So not the
16.
end of the world for this kid. Lights
it's
are
not
out though. It's like
Yeah,
out
that's
cold.
pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
All
comes
right,
skidding
cool.
to
And
a
off
halt.
I go.
Yeah.
Right, and off I go, just onto the next pathway, trying to find a suitable hostage.
Yeah. You're making your way up the hill alongside your convoy here. All right, we move on to Kalas. D20 minus 5, good sir.
All right.
All right, 11. You're fighting a great spear warrior, so you still get the +5, but he doesn't get the -5.
All right.
The clean sword. He can only beat you if he crits at his at a 50. Nope. So you beat him. These are effectively a bunch of guards unprepared for knights charging in. This is like, it's got to be in their top 5 fears of all time. A bunch of knights rolling in the middle of the day, or in the evening. So give me your damage roll.
All right.
And that's just normal damage. You don't get to apply the force damage. Okay. 16 minus 3 is 13. It's gonna do enough to like wound him, harm him, and then on top of that, just looking here, no one's fought anything crazy. Everyone, but remind me to do glory. I'm gonna do glory per round. So we'll get rune dealt with first, and we'll do that. But you managed to face this warrior with the great spear, which is kind of an anti-cavalry spear, would be the way to think of it. He tries to set, and you come in with your sword and maneuver your horse successfully around, kind of clink the great spear, and then run your blade up alongside his arm, all the way up his chest. He groans, but he's still standing, clearly hurt and not really able to pursue you on foot. Keep riding on. You want to keep riding on, Callus, or are you stopping here to cut this guy down?
No, Sir Carlos will keep riding on, shouting, "Onwards, onwards!"
Okay. And then we go to Rune. Rune, D20 minus 5. Good sir. All right, 11. We keep getting these great spearmen. So same thing. You do you want to get your +5 just for being mounted against him? Do you want to add do you want to impassion yourself? That's what I'm getting at. You might be muted.
Yeah, my bad. I was. Yeah, I'll I won't. I don't think I need to.
Okay.
So that's a +5, right?
+5. All right, and same thing. He's got to get higher than a 13. His skills of 50. He fails outright. So give me your horse damage. Rune. Okay, that was an awful roll on 66.
That was a very awful roll.
But these guys aren't armored. If they were, that would suck for you. But -3, they're not very heavily armored. As a result, you do enough damage to harm him. Are you staying to kill him or keep going?
No, I'm just gonna keep going forward.
Okay, keep charging up.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna take a battle roll for some Callus, who's trying to sort of lead the convoy on. Here. All right.
Uh-oh.
Right. Okay. So with the battle roll failed, everyone needs to make a horsemanship roll.
I just failed it.
Okay.
Dawes is worth of being quite.
Yep.
doesn't
So
like dark.
all this means you guys get your convoy gets a little bit scattered in the charge, in the chaos, as more men come out, and Collis and Rain, you get stuck behind, kind of like you're not able to make it all the way to the what do we call it? What do we call it?
Longhouse.
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 Thank you. I don't know why that's not working for me tonight. But the rest of you are going to be able to make your way towards essentially where the Longhouse is. Rain and Collis, you're sort of left behind as new men come out, like and start to try and block the way. Both of you are left to face off against enemies again.
So Rain looks to Sir Collis. Charge together, we punch through. The others can handle the rest of it. Focus on what we got.
Yep.
We'll rejoin
Kill
them
them
after.
both.
Okay. So we're gonna zoom in on Rain and Collis first. Why don't you both give me a D20 flat this time? And then a 6. Okay. All right. Collis, you are fighting a warrior with a great spear. Let me just see what that means. Yeah, okay. For Rain, you've got a javelin coming your way. Right. Skill of 16. Oh no.
That's a
Oh!
crit.
Did I 1d20
See?
or did I write
See?
16? No.
You 1d20'd that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to make sure that was at Rain, that's a javelin roll at Rain, not at Collis.
Okay.
Ah, not Corliss. Damn it.
Um,
Well done, Corliss. Eventually.
Yep. The way missile weapons work is they happen first, and then they take away from, if they're successful, effectively. Wait, let me remember. It happens first, and there's something to do with the shield. Give me a sec. Ben and about
The shield, the present, depending on, yeah, there's a few different ways of doing it, but I'm pretty sure that the presence of a shield reduces their skill.
That's
but-
what it was.
Yeah,
what it
which
was.
would mean you miss
It means
or
he
hit your
fails,
shield.
doesn't crit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually what that means. So,
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Rain, you end up with the javelin stuck real deep in your shield.
Is this actually causing like a physical problem? Like
It
to do
could.
anything, or-
But you could
Okay,
ride
so
on
it's
with
not
it.
yet. Okay.
No, I think what it could be is if you end up with some kind of fumble, that could be the condition that the fumble
Okay.
creates.
All right. I just want to put it in my notes.
Yep. So you block it just in time. That looked like it was headed perfectly for your neck. So,
Right.
and you get to strike. We'll count Collis's strike of a 20. We're gonna see what his opponent does. Your opponent Collis has a 14 with a great spear. So you crit, he succeeds. So if he had a shield, which he doesn't, he'd be able to use it. He has 3 armor. Give me your horseman. Your horse. Wait, you're using a sword. Give me your normal damage, Collis.
1 damage.
And then roll
Then-
4d6 on top. Okay, that's still a respectable number. 24 damage. 21. He is down. He's on the ground. You're not sure if he's going to die or not, but he's dealt with for now. Zooming in on Rain, you want to go after this javelin equipment?
If I have to punch through, I'm gonna have to. So.
I mean, he's still
yeah,
a
I'll
threat,
just-
right? Because he could go grab another javelin and
Right. He can just grab something else or another weapon of any type. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'll
so
go
this
after
is
him with
uncontested now. You just get to.
my spear. Yeah.
You pass
I would
your-
get a charge though, right? I assume, right?
I think in this case the charge is done, but you still get the horseman. Like you still get +5 from mount.
Right. That's what I mean. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
7.
All right, and give me your damage. I imagine you're intending to hurt this one because he's in a.
Oh yeah, it's personal. He chucked the spear at me. That is
Yeah.
not appropriate. Is
That's
it gonna be
inappropriate.
weapon or horse?
That is you're
Damage.
using a spear. I'll give you the first damage.
Okay.
Okay. 16 damage. It's enough again to draw blood. Not enough to completely take him down. He'll have a harder time pursuing you or being a threat as you move through. All right, and we're gonna see how the convoy, the part of the convoy that's broken up with you guys, is doing. Low is bad, high is good. They're doing good. They're fighting alongside you. So I think Hollis, Rain, and the rest of the convoy are able to press in not long after. But now we're gonna zoom in on Cormac, Gwydir, and Rune, who made it to around the longhouse. If all three of you can kindly roll a d20 plus 7.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Okay.
I'm fighting the king.
Indeed. So this is going to work out. Cormac, you are fighting effectively a personal guard or rear guardsman of the chieftain. Rune, you are fighting 14. You two are fighting. This warrior has a sword, looks a little bit more skilled, and he is wearing armor. And Gwydir is fighting a chieftain who is mounted and has armor.
Sweet. I will take him.
Okay. So, let's do this. Could get complicated, so we'll go maybe left to right here. We'll go with Yampa first. Let's see how yours plays out as you fight this swordsman. You do have the advantage by being mounted. He is not mounted. Only the chieftain's mounted.
Right, so I still have my spear, and I'm mounted, so I'm going to just use that distance to try and hit him with.
Okay.
+5 because I'm mounted and he's not.
Right. All right. At least not a crit. And then okay, you outdo him. That's good. That could have been bad. So you cut into him. Give me your horse damage if you'd like. You can count that as anytime you're using spear and mounted, unless I state otherwise. All right, 18 horse damage. You certainly wound him. You get the impression. Maybe you don't. But give me a intrigue roll. You get the impression that the way these three came out, they're likely part of the same family, and the way they came out to protect, there are likely, high value targets inside. If you're looking to hold ransom on women or children, you could do that. But these three in and of themselves probably are like the chieftain warriors of the family.
So they're pretty high up when it comes to.
Yeah.
All
right. Do you want to? I need to know whether you intend to extend this fight with the wounded man, or are you going to try and get him to yield, or move past him and make your way inside? What's your intention?
I'll try to get him to yield.
Okay, you're gonna get him to yield.
Yeah.
And you can always change that if something goes really wrong with the other two. So we'll play that out.
Yeah.
We'll go to Cormac next.
All right. So you said this is a rear guard for the chieftain?
Yeah. He rolled.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So he has a spear, not a great spear.
All right. All right. So. Let's see what I can do. Fail.
Okay. Uh-oh. This might be bad for
Don't.
Cormac.
Yeah. Do you have your fortune point still? You get your shield at least?
I
Jeez.
don't get my shield.
No, but if you use your fortune point, you'll change it from a fail to a success, and you will.
I'd rather just take the hit.
It's going to be a crit, though.
It's a crit. Are you comfortable with that?
I'd rather just take the hit.
There's a crit
Oh,
chance. Okay.
Because we are still at the beginning of the year.
You could die, though, from this. 8d6
Yeah.
is what you're facing. I will warn you of that.
Okay.
It's not guaranteed. But once I roll, there's no take back. You want me to roll?
Go for it.
Alright. Whoa. You got 10.
26.
I mean,
So, 10 armor. The 26. What is your health?
34.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
You
Yeah.
are most likely majorly wounded. What's your size?
18.
18. So it's not automatically double. I need a horsemanship roll.
No, it is, because 36 is the
Oh, yeah,
first hit.
36 is, right. I go with the base
Yeah.
number.
Yeah,
So you are off your
Yeah.
horse, which means you take another d6.
and you might probably unconscious as well.
2. So 28 total. You're unconscious.
All right.
You have a major wound.
That.
If it makes you feel any better, that was just the son of the chief in the
I mean, it's usually who kills me.
yeah.
It's gonna be someone. If you're gonna get owned by somebody, you might as well have a name.
Yeah, he'll have a name.
Yes.
We just don't know it yet, and I'm not spoiling it. So, that brings us to Gwydir. Faroon, just to let you know, Cormac was just brought down by the other guardsman. He's unconscious and bleeding out on the ground.
No, my favorite Irishman.
Don't worry, I won't survive.
You'll be fine. I believe in you. Yeah, cool. I would like to, given that this is very much now the point where I'm like, oh, if we beat this guy, we can take him, and that achieves the mission. I'm going to impassion loyalty, Lord, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is a pass.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm rolling with my passion bonus, but no horse bonus because the chief is also on a horse, right?
You have a 20 loyalty lord?
Yeah. But I keep calling him High King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the button? Oh, there it is. Boom!
Oh, GG.
Nice.
Base is 16 for the purposes of glory.
Yep.
Oh, and he fails, so he's melancholic. So he's got almost no chance.
Sad boy.
Yeah, he's not. 18's not gonna do it.
Mhm.
So give me your damage. Let's see if you just killed the town chief.
I'm not gonna kill him. I'm trying to capture him. It's
I
5
know.
plus so it's 56. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's
Damn.
gonna sting real bad.
He's a big boy. That might knock him unconscious
true.
and not kill him. He's got armor.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. So his size is going to be 14 plus 1d4, and his strength is it strength or con, right? Con. Is
On
gonna be,
constitution.
Gone.
14 plus 1d6. I think the mountain men are considered Kimric.
Sounds right, yeah.
All right, so he's probably not dead.
Yeah, he's not
Not with
dead.
those numbers.
He's beefly.
Plus, he's got armor as well. He's probably
Yeah,
not even
armor.
unconscious. He's probably major wounded and unhorsed.
Yes. So we take another d6. that's a lot though. 42.
A
Minus,
fair bit.
yeah. 42 minus. He doesn't even have chain, right? So 36 is what he takes. What would what Cormac? What would
Easy.
you be? Would 36 kill you? Probably just barely, right?
Yes.
And you have a size of what?
18 and a con of 16.
Okay, so he probably is down to those final few.
He is at 0.
Yeah. Okay, it's good to know. So you've got a first aid need now, Udir, if you want to keep this guy as a rest.
Yeah. Well, no, because his hit points would be. He's got 36 hit points. Yeah, and he took 36. Oh, he said he got 6 points of armor. What an idiot! Yeah, he's on 0. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Let's focus on winning the fight first before I get up and start dipping grass into that sword that I just rammed into its chest.
Understood. You also see Cormac is down.
Yeah. Cormac, no! And they're just like, probably almost as an afterthought, it's like, bastards! And like slams his sword into the guy and then turns over to try and fight the sun.
And of course, there's more than just you guys here. There's the rest of the convoy, and we'll see how they're doing. High is good. Oh. You lose quite a few of the convoy around you, all dead to these rear guardsmen that are well trained. Not the ones that you're fighting, but others around them. But you are. We're gonna move into the next round as Collis and I got everyone there, right? We did, yep. Collis, and you're gonna start with a battle roll as your convoy comes back together.
Alright. Would it be good then passion myself? It might be.
It would be good to not be melancholic while you impassion yourself.
Yeah,
That's true. If you're successful, it's very good.
Be right back.
I'll have to take a chance.
There you go.
If you had a fumble, I had something in my head about what you would have. We're good. You are successful. Now you get to add your +5 for battle. Okay.
Nice.
And you needed it, so that's good.
Yes, we did.
You managed to rally together the rest of the convoy, and we're going to zero in with Deer gone. I'm gonna check something with Trent when he's back. I think I want a contest from all of you now that Cormac's down about who's gonna step in. You can roll anything to test this, but the highest rolled thing is who's gonna get the chance to fight Cormac's enemy.
Okay.
Just an
You
appropriate
can
roll.
opt not to participate. Like if that's not a big thing for you, you don't have to participate.
Well, I don't have a guy, so it makes sense for me, right?
Yeah.
My dude's owned. I'm gonna roll love family. I think seems appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know what.
No, I'm not passioning on it. I'm just rolling.
Cormac is his
Nope.
homie. He's his best friend.
Hmm.
Fuck. What should I even roll? Is that love family technically? Do I consider Cormac my family?
That's a question you gotta answer, my friend.
Yeah, I only rolled because he's literally my cousin. But
You know what you can do actually? I need a for Rune. I need a 3d6 roll.
Oh boy.
oh, to generate a thing.
If it's-
I think while that's happening, I think maybe Gwydier.
Ooh.
You have a loyalty Cormac at 18.
Damn, Cormac.
Or like a
We
love.
are-
I guess loyalty, love, whatever. You know what I'm getting at. It's the friend.
Romance.
Yeah, it's
We
romance.
are hello.
Romance.
The bro
I didn't want
pants.
to
I
force
mean,
it on you with the
romance.
dice. No, I'm just
Not anymore.
yeah.
Loyalty Cormac, 18. Okay, I added that shit to my thing.
Now
Okay.
you can roll and test against it. So roll d20. You're not
Fumble,
impassioned
immediate
by
fumble.
I
it.
think he immediately passes. He has to come and fight this guy now.
Okay.
Oh man.
So I think It's up to you, Trent, what you want to do or how you want to justify this, but it looks like Rune bails on the one that he was just about to try and get to yield when he sees Cormac go down. You see, like, Rune isn't one, I think, to make reckless actions, but he
does at this
turns.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it makes sense because my loyalty lord is higher than my love family, and so I'm like, fucking people die in battle. It's fine. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this this chieftain. That's the point, you know, and that's my passion at the moment. I'm exalted to be like, I'm fucking getting this guy out, and I'm giving him to the fucking king.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So are you gonna throw him back, like throw him up on your horse? Is that the plan this round?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just steal a guy.
All right. Let's check in with Collis and Rain. Let's see who your opponent is this round as you finish off the rest of your foes. 1d20 plus 7.
Nice.
Plus 7.
Okay. All right, Rain. Deal with you first. You're fighting a warrior with a great spear. One of the rear guardsmen. You turn and you see, who is this? Let's find out.
It's not Great Spear.
Cormac, you got any knights in your family?
No.
Okay. We'll actually do this.
It's me.
Yeah, I've got Gwydir.
Rain, you got any knights in your family? You got 2 cousins and an uncle, right?
Yeah, I have an uncle, 2 cousins, a couple bastard brothers. Yeah.
One of your cousins.
I've got
goes
a brother as well.
One of your cousins
no.
goes down to this guy that just
Okay.
the guy you're facing.
And who is this that I'm fighting? Just some random.
He's a great
warrior?
spear warrior in the rear guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the obvious response is to do love family and yeah, and hope
Alright.
that I don't become melancholic.
Or mad.
Who would?
Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
And yeah,
It's clear this guy is impassioned. Like, he looks at you with angry eyes. Practically
he's got a
foaming at
great
the mouth. Not
I'm going
berserker.
dismount and engage him with my sword in personal combat
All right.
because it's personal.
So honorable of you.
Yeah, I'll give you a ticket in honor just for doing that.
Okay, that's cool.
All right.
All right, then just roll my sword. Passion. Just +5.
All right. You got him.
Nice.
Give me your damage. 18 damage. All right. And we're gonna stay on this one because imagine this isn't gonna stop. So we're gonna zoom in for one more round.
Definitely will not stop. This dude is
okay.
dying.
You don't have to repassion in a duel because you're full for
Right.
passion.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready. Draw.
Oh, you want me to roll again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You
got
carve like
this.
deep into his side with your blade, kind of like running it along the edge of his
Right.
limited armor.
Yeah.
It's really nice to fight someone with no armor.
Yeah.
A lot different. Oh,
Yeah, it's
got
fine.
you.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. These guys are not terribly strong. So,
Armor takes all but
yeah.
one.
yeah, you just get a brief glance. It kind of like he raises up and it like could have hit your neck and you like actually hold on, you succeeded, don't you?
Yeah, so shield too.
Shield
So
too,
yeah.
so you block it with your
Good.
shield with a javelin
Yeah.
still stuck in it.
Yeah.
You probably cut away at some of the javelin, but there's still like a big protruding piece.
Right. It's off balance, if anything. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And another round of this duel. You may roll when you're ready.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
Let it ride.
You're gonna let it ride?
Yep.
That's not the worst. 22
No,
damage.
that's fine. Yep.
On 8d6
Wow.
is a really bad roll on my part. So,
Yeah.
22 minus 16 because you succeeded. You only take 6 damage from a crit.
Okay.
I think the condition though is with that. So the condition of his crit will be that your shield's gone because of that javelin from earlier.
Acceptable.
To, like,
I agree.
Yeah.
There's also a horsey roll from the weight of the hit. Because of before armor for knockdown.
Oh, for
Oh, he's off.
knockdown.
Oh, you mean
yeah,
That's a
dex roll.
Dex roll.
Yeah.
Dex roll. Oh, well, that's bad because I'm not actually that dexterous. So, does impassion affect that or no?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that helps.
Okay. You reel backwards, but you manage to stay on your feet as he brings his spear off to your side. You manage to block it with your shield, but it hits your shield arm and actually frees the shield off of your arm, leaving you both with a weapon, very little in the way of armor, and this duel is just heated up to be very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Rain. They're still impassioned.
Yeah. Oof. Rolls are killing me right now.
Right?
It's alright. It's fun.
So, I mean, the good news is he doesn't do a lot of damage. So, another. Wait, hold on. You got your shield, right? So he does nothing, right?
Nah, shield's gone.
Right?
I just lost
4
it,
damage.
remember?
4 damage.
Yep, 4 damage. Yep.
You're nowhere near major wound or anything.
Major wound would be what status?
It says on your right next to your stats.
Oh, right. No, not yet. I got at least one more hit before I take a
Major wound from a single hit anyway.
It's right. Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
is
single.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Close. I'm good. I'd have to have 13 single hit.
All right. You know, I think you're both like exhausted at this point. Like it's
Right,
going on.
yeah.
This is an extended melee. Let's see what happens here. Oh,
There we go.
You beat him with a 6. He got a 5. So it's like real close. He goes to bring his spear. And let's see if you down him though. Hopefully you get a good
that'll be the
damage.
test. Yeah,
You got this.
Oh yeah.
it's pretty good.
That's 32. Yeah. So he goes to like kind of step off his side and move the spear in, and you can feel it on your neck, and you reach out and you run the tip of your blade basically across his neck. And you just watch the blood begin to drool out of the freshly cut wound on the edge of your sword. And he topples. He goes backwards and trying to grab any amount of air he can into his system.
And Rain just offs him, like right there.
He
doesn't even let him suffer.
Yeah.
It doesn't even let him suffer. He just ends it because he knows it's over for him.
And how do you end it? You just you bury your sword in his torso?
Yeah.
Or...
Yep. Right through his chest,
Yeah.
center mass. Yep.
Okay. And he goes down. You get the impression that duel, even though it was not the most important figure that we're seeing here, the fact that it turned into a big formal duel like that, like it drew some attention.
Okay.
There were some men on both sides that didn't engage, just to see what happened there. And we will move. Sorry, that was so long. I got distracted and I honestly forgot.
Callus is the other one.
It's
with
Callus.
21.
Yeah, I rolled a 21.
Okay. You see a rider come in from another part of town, and he's moving with his spear raised, moving right towards Whittier, who just hurt his who all but killed his father. Right, so in Goodyear, your intention was to get this guy on your horse, right? So you're like in a bad spot for this to happen. So I imagine, Collis, you interrupt this, and what do you want to do?
Buddy?
Yes. I've been using my sword this entire time, so I don't think I have my spear on me. So I will just.
You could have both. You have a squire with you, or unless you guys didn't bring your squires, but I imagine.
We don't have squires.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I don't think
Yeah,
that's squares.
It's true. You can have both weapons. How it works. How it do.
Just across his back.
Yeah. You gotta.
I will just use the sword, I think.
All right.
Am I still impassioned, or did that go away after the battle test?
That went away. And you
Okay.
can't use that one in particular. But you can impassion yourself with something else. And I will warn you, this is a skill combat. This is the eldest son of the chieftain, who was not at the longhouse when you guys played it.
I would say it would be Sir Collis's honor that would bring him to make sure Sir Wooddeer didn't get caught off guard by this. With that,
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, there you go. You got your +5. He is mounted, so you don't get the bonus for having superior ground on him.
Mhm.
Alright. Guy's a little bit of a wayward son. Yeah, doesn't have enough love there. Mounted chieftain. All right. Still very skilled though. Wow.
Huh.
Awesome.
You got him.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll roll damage.
All right. 17. He does have better armor. He has a 6. And he actually has a shield. Like, so you did 5. So you graze him. It's enough to hurt him. And you draw blood. He had no choice but to try and face you off, right? And you're in his way, and he says, "Get out of my way!" And he looks like he wants to go attack Wooddeer. Now we're gonna pause that for a sec, and we're gonna zoom in on. Did we deal with Rune? Rune, did we haven't yet seen what happens with you, right? With the son.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
no, he just saw Cormac go down, and I rolled loyalty Cormac, and he's going.
Okay. All right, so here we are, the swordsman. What do you want to do? Are you just going in on horse, cut him down with blade or spear? That's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battle. It's a struggle. There's no need for theatrics.
Okay.
He's just gonna go in with on his horse with his spear.
Okay. All right. So give me your attack roll whenever you're ready.
Yeah,
He is on foot.
He was on foot.
So
okay.
you get a
So,
+5 if you stay on your horse.
Yeah.
Was it 7 with a +5? Or I get, yeah. Just making sure. All right. This guy is no longer impassioned, but he is skilled. Not a skill sword activate. That's good. Good for you. You hit him? You got him? Give me your
Yep.
damage. And if you rode in, like if you charge him, you can make force damage. I'm comfortable with that. All right. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. So he needs to do a dex test. He succeeds. He stays up. You do. This one has his shield and 6 armor, so you do hurt him, but he's still standing. Now we're gonna kind of get a little cinematic with it because we've got a Cormac that has not been tended to yet. We have Gwydir, basically trying to secure what would be like the greatest prize, the chieftain himself. Be successful. The Conroy is starting to recover, but is still struggling for the enemy. You're losing more men than you want to right now. The superior ground they had. This place is defensible. And then on top of that, we have Sir Rune continuing on with his potential duel. Potential. Rain, you're going to be busy for 2 more rounds. So we'll figure out what you're doing in this time. What does everyone want to do? Maybe we'll go... we'll open the table up for a sec, because you might want to coordinate here.
My priority... Yeah, go ahead.
You go. Yeah, no, you go.
So my priority is, at this point, is making sure that Cormac...
Or not.
What?
Yeah, you go, sorry. I'm causing problems with my headset. Fine. Proceed.
Yeah, no, it's right now my priority is Cormac. So he
My man.
Yeah, I think he is going to I think he's gonna hop down, throw his spear on the ground, and pull out his sword and face down this dude so that no one gets close. He's kind of like fighting over Cormac's body, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. Hollis, why don't we start with a battle roll from you?
Alright. Just a flat battle roll?
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah,
I
we
do.
do.
You can give a command. The Conroy will be successful this round. What do you want to order the unit?
I'm assuming, how close are we to the
Longhouse, right in front of it.
Yeah, right in front of it.
Yeah.
I
envision like Gwydir and Cormac and Rune are like right on the doorstep. They're right at the front of the Longhouse.
All right. Sir Carlos will say, "We'll shout, form a perimeter. Nobody else gets through your shield wall. Buy us some time."
Okay. So they turn. The real threat is actually behind you, not at the Longhouse. The Longhouse, you are fighting the attention, so the shield wall will turn to defend, anyone that's charging in from the town or running from the town. Okay. Collis, now you yourself were in a bit of a exchange. What do you want to do here? Are you aiming to resolve that?
Yes.
So this leaves a really interesting dichotomy. I think Gwydir, and it's probably weird for Gwydir to be in this state, right? Because you got in, you got your enemy, you see...
I did my fucking job!
Yeah, you see Cormac down, no one's gotten to him yet. Rune is facing off with an enemy. in a very duel-like fashion. Rain's fighting an enemy because his is still going on in a duel-like fashion, and Paulus is in an exchange with another mounted enemy.
Yeah. I suppose I can't have 2 corpses on my horse, eh?
If you removed yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And it just ran. That sounds like a great. Oh, there is an extra horse. I could maybe what I can do is
The enemy source, the one that you.
yeah, or even Cormac's horse. I can just
I fell off of my horse.
chuck that nerd up on top of his
There's 2
horse,
extra
and
horses
then
now.
yeah, that's right. Chuck him up on the horse, and then get ready to lead him out of there. And then I can just be the corpse cut.
Cerdic, the corpse guy.
Mm-hmm.
Corpse guy, you got dog guy.
It's
Yeah.
true. If corpse guard becomes my aim, I'm pretty happy with that. It sounds badass.
Okay, let's resolve the 2 duels. Is Whittier, you aim to focus on getting the bodies out to the shield wall. So, Paulus, your mounted chieftain, you can still be impassioned because we're gonna kind of count it as the same duel like we did for Rain.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and make your attack roll? Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Shut up.
Okay, so you got sword. You failed his honor. Ooh, that could be really good for you.
That is really good. Mystery cup.
Oh, I did it backwards. It should have been a 4 versus the 21. But it's not as good as a sword, so you managed to cut him again, Collis.
All right, time to cut him.
All right. Again, armored and shield. So you're nicking him, bits in, cut across this arm or cut across this arm. The fact he has a shield, the fact he has some armor is making him a harder opponent. All right, we can move right into the next round. Anything in particular different you want to do, or just staying with your sword strike?
Nah, I think Sir Carlos is gonna rely on his training with the sword, so he's just gonna stick with that.
He is melancholic now. I think we're gonna see what happens this round. If he's not down, there might be some interesting trouble here.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh,
So close.
so close. So
So
close.
close.
Welcome back.
Oh my god, he's back again.
That's Justin,
No.
isn't it?
Just no.
Oh,
Oh, he fumbled.
he fumbled. So I'm not gonna give him
Good.
any. He's gonna not get his shield, and he's gonna fall off his horse at the end of whatever your damage is here. So let's see your damage, Hollis.
Please be some good.
High number. Wow.
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 2-1, 2-1. Okay.
That doesn't
That's
get to be
42,
armed.
right? 21 plus 21?
Yeah.
Right.
On 1 damage.
It's a fumble that's always going to be bad. I think what happens, fellas, is accidentally you go to like run him through, but he kind of dips your sword a bit, and you end up cutting into his horse like quite deep, and his horse ends up on top of him on the ground. So he's still quite alive. Not very hurt. He took literally 1 damage that round, but he is pinned underneath his
Yeah,
head.
he's in a
He's dying.
predicament.
Get him to yield. He's got a horse on top of him. He's at your mercy.
What do you want to
We
do?
have to move quickly. They'll surround us if we're not out of here soon.
Zerkalis will demand him to yield.
He's melancholic. I think he's going to yield. He looks around. Very well,
Is it? Zerkalis will nod his head. Good.
You know,
Is it possible to knock him out?
Yeah. I don't see why not. He's pinned, like it's a coup de grace.
Just kick him in the head 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zerkalis will knock him out just so that he knows that he won't struggle.
Butt of the
Just
sword.
son
or
of a
something like that.
Boot to the face.
We get that from like the first person view where you just see the boot come down on his face. And it's black. All right.
And then you can capture him too,
You could.
because now he's unconscious.
Let's
You can get him
zoom
out
in
his
on
horse.
Rune and
To the face.
the youngest of the sons.
The youngest of the
Slash
sons. Can I impassion myself with loyalty, Cormac?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd get a +10 if you
Wait,
succeed.
yes, yeah, you may. Absolutely.
+5. It's not. It needs
Let's
20
see.
to be +10.
Let's see.
Ah, okay.
That works.
Hey.
Hey, nice.
All
Alright, well, now, I mean, he jumped off, he threw his spear aside, he whipped out his father's sword, this very fancy looking sword.
Fancy sword.
Very fancy sword.
He's a fancy knight.
Because I'm rich, unlike you guys.
Oh yeah, this is a sword gifted to you by Aurelius, or to your.
To my dad by Aurelius, yeah. And he's going to point it at him before he just goes at it. He's just going to fucking go full berserk. Is that a +5 to the thing?
Yes, it is.
'Cause
I think there's
Wait,
like
are
a
you
bit of a
going berserk?
shine on the sword too. Is it like? As it's drawn out? Is the animation? No.
Yeah, he like pulls it out. He points it at the dude, and he goes like, "You're gonna regret that shit." And he goes at it.
Okay.
Hey,
Well-
what's your normal sword skill?
15.
15?
Yep.
He's just counting glory for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn
Oh, I
straight, man.
didn't do what I was supposed to do with glory. Remind me as we close the actual combat here. In a second, go ahead and give me your damage with the sword, and then you're gonna roll 4d6 extra damage on top of
Shut up, Trent.
it. Okay, that's good. 30 total.
That's good.
Yeah, so you need 30. He's got a shield and 4 armor. 20 damage in one hit. He reels and falls down on the ground. He is not really been wounded much yet, so I think he's got like a major wound. His armor is starting to dye in red. He is quite wounded. What do you want to do from here, Rune? He's on his ass.
I could
Is
end
this
him.
do you want to make a vengeful would probably be the right test here. If you want to do a merciful test, you may.
Yeah, I'll do merciful. See if he controls himself.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
he steps over the dude. His sword is pointed at his neck. It's fighting inside of him. He going like, I should probably grab this dude. I should probably make him yield, but he just sinks his sword slowly into his neck.
Brutal.
All right. And we are going to would you like Rune to be vengeful or cruel?
I think that was more vengeful. He saw his good homie, go down.
Your vengeful goes to 14.
Goes up to 14, right?
Yep. Before I
goes
do that,
up 14.
were you close to the Christian bonus? Am I gonna screw you hard there with that one?
I don't think I was.
Yeah. Like, were you along the or the Christian bonus?
That was what I
Wait,
was
you're
working
pagan,
at.
aren't
but-
you? Or are you?
No, I'm Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just see what you're at.
Yeah.
Pull up your sheet.
Vengeful doesn't tie into. Depending on the type of Christian you are.
I thought merciful
But,
did. Was it-
Merciful
Merciful
does,
does, but
vengeful
vengeful
does
doesn't.
not, though.
Yeah.
Oh right, forgiving. Okay, I was mixing
Yeah.
the two up.
Yeah.
It should have been
Yeah.
forgiving, not merciful.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They were both 10s on rune sheets, so we don't have to reroll anything.
Yeah.
I think I think your vengeful is gonna go up to 14. As it's like a defining moment for you.
I mean, that's a pretty big moment there. Like slowly just killing a dude with the sword that's pinned on the ground.
The youngest son of this guy too. He's probably like 19.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A kid.
You've
essentially.
captured.
And
His-
and it's like
his
a moment
son,
where what's your
Cam.
loyalty in Nanteleod?
My loyalty in Nanteleod is at 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's
That-
homage. Homage Nanteleod.
Yeah.
Oh wait, loyalty lord is 15.
15. Okay. So 15, yeah, it's not gonna have any penalty. If it was like 20, like Whittier, I'd probably be like, you go down a little bit. Like you chose, your personal vengeance over a hostage,
mission.
a political hostage. Yeah. Okay. I think that resolves all the conditions for getting the hell out of here. I think we're gonna do one more battle test with Kalas. Okay.
Come on, Kalas, you got this.
Alright. Oh, should I? Nah, let's just straight battle test. Did not go off?
I didn't see anything yet.
Not
Can't
yet.
go through. There it is.
Oh,
Okay.
there it goes.
All right. Folks, we're going to do some individual battle tests. All 5 of you, I need one. Going to see if on your way out, your conroy's a bit scattered. This happens in
Yeah.
raids.
I have
Like,
to ask a question,
I'm
though.
unconscious.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, you-
format.
Yeah, so the 4 of them.
My character's not going to leave his fallen cousin here, alive or dead. So, is there a penalty to my roll to get away?
No. You can, assuming you're putting your cousin on a horse.
I am on my horse.
Yeah.
Or on someone else's, an enemy's horse, whichever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his own horse.
Or his own horse. Yeah, that's fair. If
I
it's still around. Okay.
do have a question, right? If I wanted to grab the dude that I killed, more like, hey, I have his body, you can't bury him, or do whatever you want with it, kind of thing.
Oh, geez.
Oh, evil.
Just leaning in hard at that vengeful fortune.
Yeah.
yeah. Could I do that?
Yep.
Alright, there you go. That's
Oh,
what
Rain's going to have some words.
that's what Rune does. Rune just fucking grabs that dude, he just fucking hoists him off his
I
fucking
mean,
horse.
We're
Rain's
learning
not
things about
exactly.
our knights here today.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Do you want me to make another battle test, or
Yes,
was that?
yeah, you get your own. So the Conroy's like scrambled, but it doesn't mean that you okay. You guys
Nice.
all managed to make it out yourselves. I think let's see how the rest of the Conroy does. The rest more or less navigate out. It's just scattered. If you've ever done like anything when you were young where you got in trouble and ran like from somebody or whatever, that's like that. It's like-
5-0.
yeah, you all end up meeting like at the edge of the town again at various times, but the 6 warrants that like none of you run into any significant danger, and most of the remaining remnants of the Conroy, which isn't you probably lost a good let's see,
Yeah, we had a bad couple rounds there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 men
Ooh.
out of the Conroy.
Yeah, that was very
Well.
bad. That was Pyrrhic, man.
Hey, Razamataz, thanks very much for the raid. Good to see ya.
We're being raided.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so
Just,
yeah, 20 of the convoy are dead.
D20. Good job, Ficolis.
It comes with warfare.
20. There's 20 knights or 20 dudes?
20 knights.
Because we had like footmen and 20 knights. That's like half the army.
Yeah, that was very costly.
It was a costly.
Yes,
It was a
it
costly raid. You know what? We
Yeah,
won't
it
even
was.
say they're all dead. We'll say that some, like basically, some are unaccounted for. Probably going to be stuck as hostages, but no one is. It's not like any of Nanteleod's. Like all that would warrant is that they would have to find a way to negotiate. But it's different hostage level than like you just got their chieftain and a bunch of the chieftain's sons, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can force a peace with what you did. What you chose to do, Bob didn't choose that one. You guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me
Alright.
just parade the youngest kid like fucking Achilles in Troy. Just fucking
Oh
riding him
wow.
around.
What?
14,
Oh.
not
high
20. Very
courage.
good.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're leaning too hard. You're leaning into the vengeful 14 too hard. But we're gonna check in, I think, on who's going to first aid Cormac. Because if he doesn't get first aided soon, he's not gonna live. Cormac, what do you got for health?
6.
6. Okay. It probably took a good 10 minutes to get you out of there. I'm gonna make another test here. Okay. You are near death as they kind of pull you off the horse, get you ready. Whoever's doing this first aid, you gotta be successful. Is anyone
You got
confident?
one shot.
Well, he has a couple of he has 2 wounds, right? There's the horse wound and the stab wound, like from falling.
Correct.
So we
It's
can
true.
get 2
One was like
chances.
real minor too, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
1d6 off the horse wound.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm happy to roll Love Family and give it a crack. Unless anyone's got it better than a 10.
Not me.
Is anyone famous with first aid? Let me guess. Is Cormac famous with first aid?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Aw, my cousin loves me.
I do love you. Ah.
Okay.
Sweet. Should I roll 2 for the... Oh, I'll roll a second one just to see how well you get. That should have been +5. That's a crit!
There you go.
Hey.
All right, you're gonna be
Should I
back
roll?
with quite a bit of health. Obviously, it's what you need because you're being raced out of here. You're not still. You're being ridden on the back of a horse while near death, right? So
Yeah.
this first aid is going to help you survive the trip home to Carline, and you will with the crit roll.
Okay.
Sweet.
Woo!
Should I roll for the chief hand as
Obviously-
well?
Obviously, I need surgery.
Yeah, because you're gonna first aid the chieftain as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There should have been a +5 again. Sorry, I keep forgetting to add that. Cool. 2 pass.
The chieftain will survive as well.
Good. We need to stop for a moment. I'll get them going again, but it might be a tight one. Is everybody else all right?
Rain looks to be wounded. Not overly bad, but he's actually more concerned with his cousin, which he has on a horse nearby. Dead or not, he still has that look of concern on him.
Man, like half the group has their cousin on a horse.
It's true. Well, while I'm here, I suppose. Let me have a quick look. You'll be fine. I guess.
Like
Maybe.
you're getting, or is he getting ticks for all this first aid success?
Well, you get
one
one tick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the crit.
Crit.
Yeah. So
I
Carlos,
don't know.
where
I
the
didn't
fuck is everybody?
I didn't verify.
Hmm.
I'm getting.
You go.
WhatsApp is deciding to go off on my computer, and it's not letting me find the actual app to close it. I see you, Microsoft. I see you. There we go. All right.
Microsoft can see you too.
It's true, especially right now. So I think we need to verify if that cousin was alive or dead first, because we haven't.
Oh yeah.
And so,
good point.
Wadir, you're gonna find out. I think it's pretty even or odd. I'll let you call it even or odd. Actually, let's let Rain call it even or odd. Your cousin.
Let's go odds.
Nope, he's dead. So Gwydir, you
He's
go to
dead,
help
yeah.
him, and you see that lifeless look on his face.
Which one was it? I had two of them.
It'll be your younger.
Okay.
He won't make it. He is with Anrun now, I believe that's Otherworld. He's in Anun now.
Sir Rain gives him a nod. Thank you. I'll make sure he's taken care of then. Are there others?
Cool.
He's kind of looking around to see who's with them still, you know.
Yeah. Sir Colus, quick question. Where the fuck is everybody?
Sir Carlos will look at Sir Gwydir, kind of with a bit of anger, and say flatly, they're exactly where you think they are. Now, are we done with first aid? Because we need to put as much distance as we can between us and this town.
They're in a better place, Colus. Worry not about it. You did well. We have what we wanted. Let's go.
As you guys move back to Carline, you probably had a scenario like of where you were going to meet coming out of the mountains with the other convoys. You see them return. The ones led by Ithil and Sir Jestin are both in really good shape, and they have hostages of their own. The one led by Mithonwe himself is on the back of someone else's horse.
Cool.
Things went sideways, clearly.
Yeah, they had an
For
ambush.
2 convoys. For the
Yeah.
other 2, they went perfectly fine without a hitch.
Yeah.
Overall, your numbers are good. You guys just had to breach a walled
Settlement.
headquarters, basically, right?
Yeah.
You were successful,
Yep.
but with a cost. And
Yeah.
I think as we kind of close for the night, I'd like to bring us into a little bit of roleplay as you return to Carline. Probably a mixture of the adrenaline still going through you from what you just went through, the success and feeling like probably the question of was it worth what we lost personally, but knowing like there is an objective. You guys were successful in what you aimed to do. Surely this chief and his sons must mean something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if
Yeah.
one's dead.
Is there any indication of what the exactly? Any indication of what the major wounds that our companion got are? Like, is he chopped in the face or something? I'm just trying to think of how I can make a joke about it.
Which companion?
Cormac mostly, but anybody else as well. Oh, the other guy's dead. Never mind.
Oh,
Just
you know
Cormac.
what we should do is we should do a roll for major wound on Cormac and find out
Oh,
whether
yeah.
it was his
Oh.
app or not that got hit. That would Be a
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
true.
Just pull that up. 149 of Pendragon. All right. I hate how the table itself is not on the page. The major wounds list.
Yeah,
One sec.
it's a D6,
Table
right?
5.3. Yeah, why don't you roll D6 real quick?
That's 4.
I think that's on.
4 is a con. You lose 1 con. So,
Oh
so the
man.
important part is that's not app, so it's not going to mess with his distinguishing features of any sort.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not a more ugly. It's probably something to do with his midsection. I imagine that would be a slow heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're fighting a swordsman.
Worry not, Cormac. You might be missing
my
a kidney
hit
or two,
point.
but your face is alright.
My hit points go from a 36 to a 33.
33?
Yeah, because my con went down.
Just don't
You
get
should
hit.
only go down by 1.
Oh, sorry. 34 to a 33.
Just
That
don't
makes
get hit.
sense.
I haven't
Yeah,
gotten
just
hit.
don't get hit. Yeah. Worry not, Cormac. Your face is holding together. You might be missing an organ or two, but I'm not sure that's as important as, well, I'll sort of give him a little pinch on the cheek. As you're a moneymaker here.
Like, I'm still unconscious.
Oh, you still? I assume that. Oh, yeah. I guess you are unconscious. He's talking shit anyway. Whatever.
You're talking shit.
Right? Talking shit to an unconscious
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. So, and the people probably looking at him. What the fuck are you doing? I thought he was joking. Yeah. Well, we have what we wanted. King, well, apart from his missing knights, he should be happy.
We've got about 5 or 6 minutes left here in the night. Is there any important scenes? Maybe we'll leave talking to Nanteleod to our next session. It makes sense. You probably all want to be a part of that.
I have to get down to the river for solstice.
Okay. Right. Yep.
Doesn't need to be right now, but at some point this year before we skip the rest of spring or whatever it is. Summer.
Understood. It is actually summer, so we'll play that out as if it happened and kind of backdate that scene. If that makes sense.
Cool. Oh yeah, sure. Right. Yeah.
So we've all like regathered up with our other Conroys and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we got all the dead gathered and everything.
Yeah. Most of the dead and lost are from you guys, but it's not from a completely botched, like, just to make it clear, Collis didn't do terribly. There was no major fumbles or anything. It's more that you guys had the worst conditions in yours. You were going against the walled
Right.
city with skilled warriors.
Okay. Sir Rain would be spending what time he's got tending to the dead, making sure they are prepared for when they get back. Doing everything he can for them. Make sure their souls are safe and all that. And secure for the passage into the afterlife.
In a certain sense, I feel like you go.
No, please do.
I was going to say, in a certain sense, Gwydier is almost celebrating the dead. I think he's. I'm not super sure what British paganism was like, but I feel like, we can make some sort of ties with afterlife and whatever else and stuff. And he's thinking, well, they all died in battle and they're where they're supposed to be. And he's lost brothers and his father and his grandfather. And in his mind, we're all going to die, probably sooner rather than later. So he's, I think he's proud of them almost, which probably doesn't feel right for a lot of the Christian knights. I'm not really sure. But Gwydier doesn't seem as depressed as everybody else. He's like, shit happens. It's cool. They died fighting. They're in a better place.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Right. Yeah. Sir Rain actually is on that too. It's more of him paying respects to the dead. He knows the the realities of it and all. And so it's supposed to happen. He might not be as vocal about it as Gwydir, but I mean, Rain's not overly vocal, so
It's hard to do in general.
yeah. But yeah, it's he's okay with it. It's a shock. It's a family member, but it was a good death. It was in combat, so yeah. Yeah, Rain would appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I'll sing some pagan shit.
I don't care if it's pagan or not.
I mean, it's coming from you. It's obviously going to be sung well.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to check in with Rune and Paulus. Is there anything that you two want to do as we return to Carline?
I think the trip mellowed Rune's emotions, per se. So he'd have the younger kid's, body. Perhaps he left it with Rain so that he could do whatever he wanted to do. Like prepare it for the afterlife. He wasn't going to do it himself. I think Rune would go make sure that his best friend is doing okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and Rain would have no issue with that, especially if he was informed on who the slain kid was as well.
Yeah, no, he'd have all the information. He's like, hey, I believe this was the youngest kid. I meant to take him hostage, but
But I forgot not to kill him.
yeah, he doesn't want me, kind of thing.
Slipped on my sword. I don't know.
Yeah. I tripped and impaled him with my sword. But yeah,
what about...
Rain. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, confirming that Rain would be cool with that.
And Collis, anything for you?
I think on the way to Carline, Sir Collis would definitely be taking an active role as a leader of one of the parties by checking up on people, making sure we have a rear guard, and there's scouting parties to make sure we're not being snuck up on. And then once we actually get to Carline, Sir Collis would make an effort to be first to the gate, and then as knights start to come through from his party, he would clap him on the back, tell him how good he saw them do in battle, etc., etc. And then Sir Collis is actually gonna say to every man that that was a victory in his book. They all did very well, and Sir Collis actually liked being the leader of a war party in essence.
I guess we know what you're putting your points into next Winterfest, huh? We're gonna have to start referring to you as General Collis.
You see me stab that guy?
Okay, so we're gonna deal with glory real quick just to get through it. I'm gonna make this a little more light. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna assign you all a glory amount based on what happened, what I think makes sense. Sir Rune, you're gonna have 150 glory for that. Sir Collis, you're gonna have 200 glory because you were the commander at the time. Comes with some extra cheddar. Rune, you're gonna have 100.
Already got some. Are you talking
or
about
sorry,
Rain?
Rain. I meant Rain. You're gonna have 140 because of that juvie you took down at the beginning. So you're slightly less.
Right.
Cormac, you're gonna end up with 100. And Gwydir, you're gonna end up with 175. That's not counting any of the glory. Bert tracked that all separately. So.
Yes, I've been tracking everything as it's been going on.
Exactly. All right, so I think we have a few people watching. thanks for doing so. We're back most Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays for Pendragon. This group, Nanteleod's Legacy, are back on Fridays. We are off for next week. I'm in Vancouver and won't be back. I'll be literally flying back into town right as this game would start normally. So, game's off for next week,
Okay.
and then we're back at it the week after. You guys are awesome tonight. It was fun to see some growth characters and some harsh points, and it definitely felt like there could have been some death here. So that was had some good outcomes. Last order of business is I'm gonna do a raid. Let me set that up. We got a few peeps. Mine as well.
Do we want to just knock out the surgery roll I need to
Never.
Yeah, you're gonna get good care though. We'll give it a 19. You're good.
Okay.
If you were somewhere weird or foreign to your character, maybe that wouldn't work, but you're literally going back. And then we will raid this scene. Oh, we're gonna do this. Right, we're raiding Stargana. Here we go.
Hey.
Ready to raid in 2 seconds. And we'll see you next time, guys. In the year of our Lord, a mournful chill hath settled upon the realm of Britain, for it hath endured a desolation of 16 winters, bereft of a high king to guide and unite the land. The Supreme Collegium, entrusted with the sacred duty to anoint a rightful sovereign, hath faltered in its solemn task, lamented the whispers among the people. The 9 surviving legates, their voices entangled in a web of protocol and precedence, have failed to act. Alas, it seemeth the twilight of the Collegium, as a potent body hath descended upon us. Throughout the land, tales abound of tribute paid, but alas, it floweth not into the coffers of a worthy ruler, but rather into the hands of invaders and those ill-fitted to the throne. The noble lords of Logris, once stalwart pillars of our realm, hath been laid low, though some secrets lie shrouded in mystery. Duke Ulfius, a survivor of many a harsh winter, findeth himself enshrouded in whispers of a shadowy alliance with the treacherous South Saxon. Duke Corneus, long in hiding, hath emerged from the shadows, and as he journeyed northward with exiles from Hanton, a fateful clash hath erupted at the border of East Saxon. In the wake of many a raid upon Caerwent, key strongholds once lost hath been reclaimed. The Irish, like a relentless horde, wage war upon the lands of Gales, swarming in their thousands, akin to vermin unleashed upon the fields. Norgales, in the throes of despair, offereth tribute to the mountain tribal leaders, known as the 3 Cadlus. These Cadlus, in their quest for willing souls to join their cause, dangle the allure of plunder. Yet, little plunder will be found in battling against the Irish. In the heart of Cambria, the kingdoms of Escavalon and Cameliard convene beneath the banners of peace, a meeting graced by the presence of the illustrious kings Leo de Grance and Nanteleod. King Idris of Cornwall hath need of willing souls, and the castellan of Castle Dimlock in Tintagel doth seek volunteers for his cause to defend against the King of Cornwall. King Cerdic of Wessex, ever the ambitious warlord, raiseth a formidable host, and seeketh the aids of mercenaries. A fleet of ships, a foreboding harbinger of strife, hath also been amassed under his banner. In the fabled lands of Salisbury, the great Marshal's tournament hath been postponed, for news of turmoil along their western borders hath reached their ears. The Castle Woodhouse, a bastion once held by the late Prince Madoc, and a hoary hill fort of Westford Castle are said to have fallen under the dominion of mercenary armies. Yet the superstitious whisper of fey folk and giants, laboring to reclaim what was lost in the days of Uther's invasion of the Magician King's Summerland.